Stream. Host Zerb, and it's Freebie Friday again. Freebie Friday, as you know, is where we take a game free and take a good look at it. And our plan was originally to go with Hue, but, well, Nadeo and Ubisoft decided to release a revamped version, basically, of Trackmania Nations. Just called Trackmania. It's available for free on the Epic Megagames store, on Ubisoft, and on Steam. So if you're interested, yeah, you're probably going to want to take a look at it. Normally when I do Freebie Friday, it's actually my very first look at a game, but when I actually saw this available for download yesterday, I just couldn't hold myself back. So, but let's get to one thing straight off the bat. The free version is the starter version. That gives you access to the solo and multiplayer on 25 new maps every season. Medals, track your progression in regional rankings, things like that, and of course there's a national league. But yeah, if you want to join a club or create tracks or keep the maps that were released that year, you have to get the standard or club access. I'm not too sure what I think about that, because Trackmania kind of thrives on the whole the community creates tracks and everybody can play them thing. At least that's the way it was back with Trackmania Nations back then. What was that? 2000? I think something like that. It's been about 15 years. And without club access, we can't even actually access the track of the day. We cannot play the track of the day. And, yeah, I mean, again, the whole point of Trackmania is perfect driving, improving your score and everything. So it's not really a problem, but I'm a bit concerned as to the long-term longevity of the game. Not so sure it's the best idea from that perspective. But you do have the opportunity to play solo offline or to play online live. The tracks are the same, and again, we can't do the track of the day. Leaderboards are closed anyway, and yeah. Again, we need club access. Again, not really a fan of that. We'll see whether or not that's a problem. As you can see, I did go through training already for the most part. Well, not for the most part. I went through training on all the tracks. But we'll just go through this actually really quick. Just so everybody else can see, all you guys can see basically the tutorial you get, which really isn't much. That said, controls are very basic. You have, if you're playing with a gamepad, you steer with your left analog stick. You have throttle on your right trigger and brakes and reverse on your left trigger. This is actually my personal best round, but I'm not going to look at that right now. And we just beat that. I think my personal best was not quite a gold medal, so just because we can, and just so that you can see that we do have the option. Well, so much for improving that. That's the thing, it's all about perfect driving, and as you may have noticed, you can't actually hit that other car, and even if you're playing multiplayer with other people, you cannot hit their cars. Once again worse, but doesn't matter, we'll just go on to the next track. You can save your replays. Yeah, but obviously we don't have any super mega replays, and this is training anyway. But you also have 4 different surfaces. It's nice it's immediately introducing that. We have, of course, the normal asphalt that we had last map. We have this band that we're racing on now. Obviously, once you've seen the track once, then you have a much better idea how to improve your line. But again, I did spend some time with this yesterday, so we may actually not be able to improve any of these times right off the bat. And again, since this is just training, that's not really an issue. Gonna blitz through training, basically. Get an idea of, yeah, basically what is the tutorial mode. Oh, that was a fail. And as you can see, this is ice, this is slippery. You lose control. Not entirely easy to get it back. That little jump at the end. But what we will, of course, do is at least finish a round on each track. Obviously, I have improved a little bit, so I should actually be beating my personal best times. Well, we didn't want to do that. Escape, we can just get back to the menu. Exactly, with Y, I think it is. Look, to be honest. The red button on the right. No, that's not Y, that's B. B is your respawn button. You can respawn basically at any time. This is the third type of track. This is angled on both sides, which, yeah, has some hilarious effects when used properly. Can also be a huge, huge problem when used improperly. But that's kind of the hilarity of Trackmania also, is that sometimes you're just pushing it so far that, yeah, you suddenly find yourself launched off into the stands or something like that. Tied my personal best, which was already a gold medal, so consider trying to improve. I don't know what happens if you get all gold medals in training, although I don't actually think it's important. But this is actually where we start to get into what really makes Trackmania Trackmania. I did not see those bollards coming. Because Trackmania is not just about racing. It's about racing on tracks that look more like something that Tony Hawk should be performing on than some sort of race car. Oh, we improved our time. Excellent. That loop is just the beginning of things. You're gonna see a lot more funny stuff. And these pads, these are actually new. Like, for example, those boost pads I don't think are new. I think those were in Trackmania Nations as well. And we're probably not going to make it up. We're not even going to... We're going to beat our personal best. And that red pad, for example, that just, as you saw, it just shuts off your engine. So, yeah, you better know how to conserve your momentum. That's the kind of thing that happens in Trackmania. And, although that is not something that you actually had in the old Trackmanias, and this is also completely new, but it's just awesome. I've done something right on that one. But yeah, flying through these rings, all of a sudden you can fly. At least in that particular case. Rings give different buffs. I don't think it tells you that here. You have a slow motion buff. So we made it around the track, but a lot slower than time. Because trying to teach you here is that sometimes what seems... Whoops. Actually wanted to go... again. What I'm trying to teach you here is that the shortest way is not always the best way. Because in that particular case, we got that slow-mo debuff, which is not something we necessarily wanted. But the speed buff also isn't necessarily the best thing. Because you would assume that, oh yeah, we're going in slow-mo, it wants us to take that blaster with us. No, it doesn't. It actually wants you... What's actually going to be faster, going to be taking this slow-mo buff from here, but then coming in here and resetting that buff away. I'm interestingly enough. Because that's what those green X's do. They remove any buffs that you... Or any debuffs, per se. I'm not sure if you could really call. Oh, that was no steering. So you either have the perfect line right off the bat, or you're not getting anywhere. That might have almost made it through. Not gonna work. If it looks like something's gonna fail awesomely, then we're gonna leave the fail in, but I mean, if we're just gonna wind up bouncing against a bollard, then I may as well just reset. Just of getting through the training. That worked. Oh yeah, that's right. Still don't have steering. So it's not only about getting through here in one piece. Because that thing also knocks out your steering. That's what I was saying about the rings not all necessarily doing the same thing. Exactly what just happened. So we could of course just go straight ahead here. And we can see right there why that might not be the best idea. Especially since we now get slow motion. So, in this case, yeah, we're probably going to want to take a different route. So we will. Almost gold level. And it does make sense, especially as a new player, to go through all of this, just so that you really get a feel for the tricks and pitfalls. Because if you go in here full speed, that's going to happen. And obviously that doesn't do us any good because you have to drive through that checkpoint, and now we're obviously not going to get up there anymore. Pitfall here is just actually going full speed or going too slow. Again, precision jumping. Precision jumping and things like that, just the beginning. This is where it really gets interesting. Tracks like this. Oh, that was excellent. That was beautiful. Hey! That wasn't necessarily the fastest way. It was just reasonably good. Because, for example, when you're in the air, you can't actually accelerate. Yeah, and here we get of course was, yeah, to take that big vertical turn around that bowl. And as you can see here, sometimes it goes into a almost first-person-ish perspective. And sometimes it will actually go into a full first-person perspective in some situations. I think we saw that more on that loop. Oh. Here, obviously, the no-brainer is we go straight ahead, we take the speed pad, and realize we have a problem. That solution. Up your full speed. Ah, reactor boost down. What does that do? This. Okay, so now we've understood that. And that's what we got the gold medal for, was basically, in that case, just figuring out how the trick works. Because in a lot of the training maps, that's actually the more important thing. Not necessarily going fast, just figuring out what exactly is this all about. Like, for example, we just got a fragile buff and a slow motion buff. And now we reset. And the trick here on this one is actually that fragile buff. Because when you have this, I want to slow down a little bit for this hill. So that it doesn't break your car. That way you can still accelerate, and we actually managed to improve our time. And bronze is actually pretty easy. Assuming, of course. Here the point is to show you what these... Well, I don't know if it's to show you what those are for, but... Well, I could have beaten myself, but I didn't. And as you get later on into the training, I think this is one of the first maps where you actually have to drive, not well, but reasonably, get around the course in a reasonable amount of time to get the bronze medal. I was never very good with U-turns. I really need to practice that a little bit. In fact, we'll do that right. Screwed up the first turn, but we took the second turn much better, and that's a half-second improvement. Still don't have a gold medal, but you have to take both of those turns much better to get it. And what's also fun is there are also just some maps where control isn't really an option. exactly here. The plan is to teach us basically how all types of ground would actually work, and I'm actually doing much better on... I think that was normal. I think I did better on gravel yesterday. Yeah. Just barely improved it, yeah. And this is actually one of those ones where it gets interesting, because this is where you start to really realize how this kind of track can really ruin your day. By things like that. See if we can't actually improve it. Get reasonably close to it. But you saw, for example, the way that just bounced over the middle, so to speak, because every time we hit it at the wrong angle, we more kind of jumped over that middle ridge. You hit that wrong, of course, if you hit it with too much speed at the wrong angle. Just gonna catapult yourself totally out of everything. Ah! Like that. But if you manage, but I get the impression that keeping two wheels on that black line is actually a really good thing. Kind of what you want to do. Yeah, it's not always easy to get around the track. Oops. Yeah, I should have slowed down a lot. It was really good coming out of that first corner, but yeah, what came after that was just wrong. Ah. I don't think we can actually use that turn corner to give us any sort of reasonable... Yeah, no, it's just too tight to get it as a way we can here. Ah. I'm just glad we made it around. I think I was just glad I got a bronze medal yesterday if I'm not... Oh, I actually managed silver yesterday. Okay. More or less what we're doing. Our tail caught up again. And that was a completed run. Still a reason, so to speak, to lead it, but... am just a little bit too stupid to play Trackmania today. We'll just go for completion. Oh, we actually had a gold medal, so we actually... Now we get introduced to a new... Well, just to scenery, basically. What is it? Same map with all three different... Point just being to... a little bit driving on all of your surfaces. Of course, the one that's so fun. I didn't want to hit that with the front. I think now we're getting up to the last map, and if I remember right, the last map is basically... I think, if I remember right, the last map is just all four... up everything with fragile. So the key here is just try and stay on the ground. Leave the ground, you're putting yourself in danger. Whoops, that was a... Oh, no, no. You can already see the car is just barely moving. So there's that fragile debuff. It was supposed to. barely turn. Managed to improve my time after all. And that, yeah, that was the last track. So, yeah, now we're out of training mode. So this is, again, this is basically your tutorial. From there, check out the Summer 2020 official tracks. And you can do that, again, in a single player setting. So just you and your ghost. You can actually turn your ghost off. And you can turn others' ghosts off as well. If you're running this for the very first time, then obviously you're not going to see your own personal best. But as soon as you go through a checkpoint, you will actually see the time of the first run that made it to that checkpoint. Or made it to the next checkpoint, I should say. Here, for example, we put up a 26.4. That's our personal best, and exactly, as soon as you put up times, it'll actually tell you where you're ranked in your local area. Didn't actually want to exit. Example here, this is one of those more insane maps. And literally, the first time I ran it, all I did was hit the gas, I think. And this is what happened. I'm top 19th in our local area, top 601 in Germany, top 74 in my, well, basically state. And again, I did something on that very, very first run that was just so awesome. I have not been able to reproduce it. More often than not, I can't even get to, like, the second checkpoint. Until it flipped over, it looked like it might have had a chance. And that's the thing, like, more than half of the track, that car wasn't even on, the other car wasn't even on the ground. How are you gonna improve the time? You can't even stay on the ground. But that's exactly what makes Trackmania so much fun, is that sometimes it's just pure insanity and nothing. Oh my god, seriously? For a little section there, we had massively improved on our time. maybe? Yeah, exactly, and that's the point where that one flipped over, and from there on, there was absolutely no control, and it was just a lucky throw. Basically doing the other cars was already doing this, but it started doing that literally like half the track. Oh. Just got a little bit more speed. It's just got this perfect vertical somersault going on. Yeah, obviously we're not gonna spend all too much time trying to improve this, because this is already actually a surprisingly good score, especially considering that you really have basically no control. I mean, just watching the other car next to us is just hilarious enough. It's like, what the hell is he doing and why is he still beating us? Because he's obviously not driving. He might have been at some point in time. Seriously, just watching that best time replay is just hilarious enough. We'll try it one last time. And what you can also do in the offline mode, at least I think that's what that button is, we're about to find out. We have to finish a run or hit escape first. We'll try to finish a run. So, and what you can do, you can change your opponents to opponents from your regional area. I think that'll put in some ghost vehicles from just other players in the area, which is basically the same thing as playing multiplayer. Because there is no vehicle contact here. It just looks so hilarious with that army of 10,000 cars just flying vertically. And as soon as you hit something, it's basically over. I mean... As soon as you scrub off any significant amount of speed, that's it. I still missed the end game. Just go through the gate and then I'll smoke one quick, grab a sip of beer, and then we'll join an actual live server. Or live match, I should actually say. I don't think there are servers per se. In fact, before we do that, we'll see if we can't customize our... I don't think we can. Oh, so that's the profile. But I actually quite like them. Ah, no, that's your basically the same thing as your Steam over. Hoping they might get. You can advertise like, add like your ad. Directly save all. Set your graphics settings. I actually haven't touched these at all. Yeah, no, wait a sec. I did. I turned off anti-aliasing just because for me. Stream is 720, so that would make less sense. Audio device. I like the music, I have to say. Exactly. You can set your key bindings, of course. You can either play this with a keyboard with a keyboard or with a pad. The other buttons are B is give up, okay. Y is respawn. Oh, yeah, okay. Now I get it. Because I think you can respawn at the last. What's it called? You can respawn at the last checkpoint. And with X you can show. Yeah, okay, that's... Okay, now we figured that out. Open up. Oh, no, wait a sec. No, we won't. Because we want live match. And there's either arcade, summer 2020. And of course, there's no issue if you decide, if you're not actually oh, this is that track we just had. This is basically your loading screen. It gives you a preview of the track. Sounds are usually sometimes it takes a few minutes to load. Modem or something like that. It might take a few seconds. Doubt it. I mean, Trackmania is generally pretty... I say it's probably still other people's connections. Which isn't so bad because we want to smoke anyway. I'll be right back. Oh, I'm back. I just tried all the controls we have. It may have been a legitimate problem or something like that. May have been a bug, I don't know, but I don't think that was... great for live. I don't know if it's going to give us that app or if we're just... Not sure where I've heard this music before, but fairly certain... I'll take a closer look at this. Because it did work yesterday. Online matches yesterday. Club rooms, yeah. Appears to be, yeah, bulk of the content. anything. In the live races, it's actually important, per se, to at least have one completed try, just so that you have the so you get the trophy at the end. Aww. So close. I still managed to improve weapon. Those you see here are actually not recorded times. Other players, these are the runs they're actually doing as we drive. That was basically what we were looking for. Question is, can we find that every time? Again, you're not racing against these other drivers, you're racing against your own best time. That's... well, obviously you're racing against their best times as well, but... can't actually hit them, for example, or push them off the course. And that's one of the reasons that you can also just drive completely solo. Because your driving has no actual effect on other drivers, other than possibly to distract them. Yeah, now it's basically impossible to complete the run, but... just for the record, you can do donuts if you want. Everybody gets trophies. The question is just what kind of trophy and how many. Is just how many. Example here, the first and the second space trophies. Everybody else got one. Assuming they actually managed Immediately in 18th place. That was close. Almost hit that side marker. Yeah, but there's only 0.2 of a second between 20th place and 10th place. That's how competitive this eventually gets. Eventually boils down really to just perfect runs. I remember in Trackmania Nations, there were actually world records that were up for like 5 years and didn't get broken until like last year. That was actually slow. That's what happens if you completely screw it up. And it can be frustrating, just constantly realizing, oh, okay, this isn't going to be any better, and constantly messing up, but that's... as long as you're actually looking at what your mistakes are, and not just randomly trying again, which is unfortunately what I'm doing right now, there's room for actual improvement. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes it just comes down to really super precise timing and or dumb luck. For example, I completely screwed up. We're not going to make this. Barely going to make that. That's of course going to completely screw our time. And we wouldn't have even made it. He actually only completed the course twice. 39th spot. I used to actually be reasonably good. But admittedly, yeah, I haven't played Trackmania in 15 years or so. Started playing Trackmania again yesterday. Oh my god. That's probably one of my best runs ever on this track. Wow. That's, of course, just the bad luck you can have on a track like this. Looking so good until the last seconds. Oh my god. Oh my god. And a good 1/10 of a second faster than anybody else, too. How can I hold it is the question. Oh my god. Well, actually, he's not that much faster. Oh, so close. I improved my best time. I didn't quite take down the first place guy yet. But we've still got one more chance. 13 seconds left. What happens, happens. But I think we managed to take second. Unless somebody really just manages to go completely smashing through. Dimitri won, but I came in a reasonably good second, which is just awesome. Oh, and I actually got 2 trophies for that. That's cool. Sometimes, yeah. Hey! I got my gold medal. Ah. That'll, well. The game only came out, what, yesterday? And yeah, it's definitely fun. I am thoroughly enjoying myself, even though basically getting my ass handed to me. Oh. Ah. We'll just complete the round. Have get the trophy. Comes one. We're actually still 13th, despite that really not being a very good run. Oh no. Ah. And as you can tell by what's flashing up there, that was a super turbo pad. Normal turbo pads are yellow. That hurt. We were still going to be a second better than my 2 seconds better than my last time or something like that. But we just totally pooched it. Probably still better. Nope. Ah! Again, it's all about precise driving. Still a 4-second improvement on our last time. Not enough time to try again. Oh, seriously? Game is basically always about clean driving. Ah. Not much, but... There goes those 400s. Hadn't hit the wall, we might have been better than our last time. Ah! That's much better. 33rd place. How did we manage to lose that much time in that? I get for looking at the chat. Cell phones while driving, even if the cell phone is suspended somewhere, is still not a good idea. Yes, I will. 5 thousandths improvement, but 5 thousandths is still an improvement. Our run starts. Remember that starting spot section from... Oh, that was dangerous. That almost could have thrown us completely off. Oh! Oh, new best time. Oh, seriously? Can't even get off the line anymore? Is that what's... Best time ever through the... Oh, so that's where it resets you. Always resets you to the last checkpoint you cleared. I didn't look whether it reset the time or not. This is that map where, what, 17th best region? Excellent map to end this on. Waiting. Tenth with a horrible time. Maybe we'll get one of my super luckies. Basically have to be sorted as far as straightness and everything goes before you get to the ice. Not completely straight moving onto the ice, you're screwed. And we missed the gate. Left treats us just a little bit better. Oh, this is perfect. Still a second too soon. Actually slower. Oh, this. Nowhere near as good as my ultimate run, but... Oh! Good. Oh. Now, if that run that I had would have been easy to replicate, then that would have probably would have been a win. Well, no, actually, I think he got like 15. So, what do I think of Trackmania Reboot? I think it's an awesome game, just like Trackmania basically always is. Trackmania is always an awesome game. I mean, of course, you have to have a certain space in your heart for, so to speak, skateboarding with with a race car. But it's still really competitive. Still has the same, yeah, I can get another half second there, I can get another half second there feeling. It's definitely still Trackmania. What I don't like, though, is really this whole subscription thing to get basically anything above these 25 tracks, which I'm going to assume are going to cycle through like every 4 months, because it said summer 2020, so I'm going to guess that in September or something like that, whenever it's summer, I assume that they're then going to release the fall maps, and then blah blah yada yada. Again, you still have the world rankings, so you can definitely shoot for some of these if you want. And again, if you don't want the whole online play thing, still play offline. I have a so basically anything when you're in like the top 100, get that map even. We're all doing exactly the same thing. That's really cool. Then you can just see then. I'm assuming these are people similarly fast to me from my region. Train against them then if you want. So yeah, to get back to the end of our review, Trackmania is definitely still Trackmania. Trackmania is still a lot of fun. But again, I don't like the whole subscription thing for accessing the advanced features. Then again, I'm just generally not a fan of subscription models in games that at their heart are kind of like supposed to be a kind of like a worldwide competition. I mean, and especially with Trackmania, where you've got just so much community content. It's. I mean, again, just look at all of these club campaigns. We can't play a single one of these because we need to buy access. I don't know what this costs, but I don't plan on finding out either. In fact, get the standard access for 1 year. Yeah, 1 year is $10. So, I mean, okay, it's not that bad. It's... Oh, wait. Yeah, standard apps access for 1 year is $10. Club access for 1 year is $30. Club access for 3 years is $60. So if you want club access, then the 3-year bundle is obviously the best deal. Yeah, but of course, if you only want $10 a year, it's okay, but I don't see the point, because again, you get the daily. Well, I see the point. I see what they're doing there, but I don't. Point of this game existing, and then you having to pay $10 a year, basically resubscribe every year, just to keep your tracks and things like that. Not necessarily a fan. But what we can play, again, just this summer campaign, it's fun. The world rankings are really a nice touch. Well, they're basic game. So, long story short, I would give this, I'd say like a 7.5 to 8, somewhere in that range. Depending on how the whole monetization thing works out. I do think it's a really, really nice revival, so to speak, of the Trackmania Nations concept. And the updated graphics definitely help. And I do also like that everything that's not really essential is just kind of like Spartan, because one, it just makes it more accessible for more people. Which is kind of like the whole point of the whole Trackmania Nations, or in this case, just Trackmania concept. Yeah, the music is cool, it's motivating. Overall, yeah, just a fun game to play, assuming you like race games and you're not averse to skateboard-style tricks with your car. So, with that, I'm going to end this stream. I think I'm going to be playing for a little bit. But, yeah, as far as the Freebie Friday review goes, I think we can call it Trackmania works. Trackmania is fun. Again, we'll just give it the 8 and hope that the monetization scheme doesn't become total crap. Oh, we can paint skins ourselves. But, yeah. okay. There is definitely a skin painter in here. Fully expect. But yeah. Again, fun game. Solid 8. And yeah, let's just hope that works out halfway reasonably. Then this could probably enjoy a similarly long life to like. So with that, this has been Freebie Friday with Trackmania. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please like, subscribe, follow. It does help. And yeah, stay safe, stay healthy. Cheers.